so smooth, so calm. So next we're gonna have King Kang come on. I know y'all been waiting. I know y'all been excited. Oh, look
Hello,
at that.
hello.
What's going on?
None much. What's up? How are you?
I'm doing great, great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just got
Look,
home.
I'm excited to have you on because the whole season I've been getting a lot of feedback. Where's King Kane? Where's King Kane? We
Uh-oh.
need to
I'm
talk to King
here.
Kane. Look, you're here. Look.
I'm here.
So
I'm
look,
here.
before we get started though, I'd like to let everybody know they can find you and your social media.
Yes, follow me on Instagram at ccane_stylist. That's CCAIN_stylist. That's on Instagram. And then on Facebook, Cedric Kane, CEDRICK. Add me.
That's so look, I'm excited to have you. Um, the show has been amazing. So, but before we get to the show, let's get into who you are. Let's rewind time and let people know what you do as a profession and when did that start and why did you want that to start?
Okay, well, I'm from East Texas, Tyler, Texas, super small town. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's damn near kin. Two high schools, so it's super, super, super small. Um, so I really got into fashion in like 10th grade. I'm a theater kid. I was always in musical theater and acting and stuff like that. Theater was my first love, but I got into fashion in 10th grade, and I realized that I wanted to do fashion like not the standard way. I wanted to have like my own way, like the King Kane way. So I just started dressing wild, dressing crazy, being different, and it evolved and it became its own thing. And so I was like, I should give other people this juice and this flavor. So I just started like dressing like my friends and just dressing people around the town. And I was like, I want to take this to a bigger level. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it's time for me to leave Tyler. And I just packed up and I dipped and I came to Dallas.
Okay, so you came to Dallas, right? Chasing Atlanta's here, and you auditioned. So what was that experience like? Was it like an automatic? Like, did Reese come to you? Did you go to him? How was that? And how did you become this big stigma? This big name in Dallas. Coming from this small city. I mean, town.
I just think that me just being me and being original, I automatically stand out anyway. So I was at an event. Reese was nominated for an event, and me and the cast of another show I was on, we were presenting awards, and we just met each other through the crowd, and we were just chopping it up. And he told me he was doing Chasing Dallas. I always knew that I was going to do reality TV. I still feel like, I'm going to be on Bravo or E one day. That's just something I just know is going to happen for me. But he was just like, okay, yeah, what's up? I'm doing Chasing Dallas, yada, yada, yada. Let's have a meeting. We had a meeting, chopped it up, and it was a go. Like I was ready. I was down. It was what it was.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So, you have a great sense of fashion. Where do you get that inspiration from, and how do you inspire your looks?
Well, my grandmother, that's who I got my love for fashion from, because my grandmother, she's very like particular with her looks. She's very detailed. And I just remember as a little boy watching her getting dressed and just like, oh my God, yes, Granny. And then like as I got older, I started helping her like, yes, Granny, that goes with that, or put those earrings with that, and it just helped tune my eye at the same time for what goes together. And fashion for me, I just do what I want to do. I've never followed trends. I've always been like quirky and different just in my personality. So when I started dressing in fashion, I was just like, I'm going to dress to match who I am. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
kind of
dope
forgot the
because
question.
no,
I
no,
kind of
no, no,
forgot the
you answered
question.
it. You answered it.
Oh,
You
okay.
answered it. Um, that's dope because I think fashion people take fashion as like you have, what they see on TV or you have to look at something. And to me, which I get from you is that you're an individual with your fashion. And that's what I feel like fashion is. Fashion is specified for the individual.
Correct.
And you don't have to, rock uh Versace or Juicy Couture or whatever these brands are for you to be fashion forward. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It all depends on the person, and it's art, just like any other form. So getting into that, we get into Chasing Dallas, right?
Hmm.
Um, did you know who the cast was once you were casted, or and what was that feeling once you did find out who the cast was?
I really didn't know who was cast until all I knew who was cast was Aubrey. I just knew Aubrey was on the cast because he and I were actually going to collaborate on the show, but it ended up not happening. But I knew he was on the cast, and we had kind of met up, just to like have a conversation on the theme of the shoot we were going to do, et cetera, et cetera. So I knew he was on the show.
Okay, so episode one comes out. You filmed it, of course, but I know it's a different outtake from filming and then watching episode one with confessionals and stuff like that. What was your take on episode one and how the drama just kind of spilled out already?
Episode one, to me, episode one was hilarious. I loved it. I thought it told the story the way that it is and the way that it was. I think that, you know, when I was sitting down having a conversation with B King, when we were talking, we talked about so much more than that. But, obviously it has to be cut down to that. And that's cool, because it was a key moment. Um, Fuck, I forgot what I was saying. You gotta help me out, bro.
We're talking about the first episode and what you thought about the first
Oh
episode.
yeah, and then just watching it back, I thought it was funny. I didn't know that, everybody had an issue with Charles like that. I didn't know, I'm watching it with y'all, so I'm like, ooh, what? This money? Cool. Okay. I didn't know all of that was going on. All I knew was, my little tea that I had spilled. That's all I
Now
knew.
about your little tea that you had spilled, what the viewers, our viewers like are realists, and the reason why I love our supporters on this platform is because they ask the real questions, they ask they worry about the stuff that we actually care about. So with that tea, was that tea that you was like, okay, I'm on the show, let me just spill this tea, or was it like, okay, this is a real moment, I want to really know what's going on?
Let me tell you something. To be honest, it was the raw, honest truth. Um, Let me just give you a little history on me and Tony. Like, I met Tony years ago, years ago, through a mutual friend who I don't know, I no longer speak with. I don't know if they're still cool. They might be, but we had kind of lost contact, and then we got back in contact because we were cast for another show together. Um, During that time of filming, he chose not to. He wasn't showing up to anything or anything like that. So production's telling me, "Hey, you're not able to film with him. Cut it short. That's it." So I reached out to him. I'm like, "Hey, I can't film with you. Yada yada yada." And he sent me this nasty message. After that nasty message, I didn't respond. You know what I'm saying? And I just took it as, okay, you want to be like that? That's cool. Bye. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
So where would he get the hostility from?
I have no idea. I don't know where the hostility came from. I texted him and I told him what was up, and then that was that. And then I just kind of felt like, the love kind of changed. Like, at first, like, we were friends on social media. We were liking each other's stuff. We were just like, we were cool. We were getting to know one another. You know what I'm saying? We were building some type of friendship. So, you know, I took that as like, okay, if you want to be an op, then stay an op. I didn't understand why once he found out I was cast, he started trying to, you know, be cool, come back around, do this, do that. And it was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know what's going on right now. So I need to know. On top of that, I sent my friend slash client that I was styling that night to him to do the makeup, and you know he did what he did, unfortunately, and it was what it was. So that was just that.
Mm. So the mutual friend, is this the one that got the orange makeup?
Correct. No, the mutual
So
friend that we met through years ago is a guy, but this person is a female. The lady that I talked about on the show, she's a female. Yeah.
okay, so in reference to, okay, you talking about this, bringing up the whole orange concept, was what was that to be shady in a sense?
It was definitely to be shady. Of course, it was shady, but it was still to basically. I never once said like he's a horrible makeup artist. I'm basically saying X, Y, and Z happened between us, but I still sent him a client, and then he did this. You know what I'm saying? And what he
Right.
did just happened to be shady and funny as fuck.
And you know what? And you know, look, I try not to be biased on my show. Of course, as a fan of the show, me watching, I have my faves and not faves and stuff like that, of course. But on this show, I'm not biased, and you know, I do fucks with Tony, I do, but I also do fucks with you because I love the genuinity that I feel from you when you talk, you know. So with you coming out and saying that and being shady and stuff, do you think that that could have been avoided to not have stirred the drama that it is? Because what are we in, like episode 5 now or
Hmm.
so? And I feel like that is still lingering on.
Right. Here's the thing. I knew that I would see Tony at a group setting. Period. When once we started filming, and I'm like, okay, he's on the cast. Obviously, okay. I knew that I would see him at a group setting. I never needed anybody to go back and tell him what I said because I was going to have a conversation with him about everything once I saw him, and maybe it would have went a little better had you know he not had been gave information that I've said, you know, the shade that I've thrown, you know what I'm saying? But you know him knowing what he knew and then coming into the situation and me already being guarded because I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what's up.
Facts, facts, right.
It was just crazy.
So you know, at Reese's event, where was this? The tea party,
Easter egg extravaganza.
Easter egg hunt, the Easter egg hunt.
Hmm.
So at his event, and he came up to you, and you're like, oh, you know, he was trying to be shady or reading or something like that. I didn't get a sense of him coming sideways. Now, what happened that we don't see that you felt kind of the shadiness from Tony?
I mean, I just feel like the first time you see me in months, you're like, I like your eyebrows. You're being cute. And I said this once before. My makeup might have been a little heavy that day because I had somebody else did it because my other makeup artist was out of town. So I knew for a fact he was probably trying it, you know. So then that's when I'm like, okay, let's get it.
Let's get it. Look,
Yeah.
look. Honestly, I don't know if I felt like he was reading, but I kind of got the gist of both. I was like, oh, I don't see that he's reading. But when you was in your confession and said it, I was like, okay, I guess I could take it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like where because like I said, what we see is just an aspect of what y'all are actually going through. And I
Right.
know it's hours and hours of recording smashed down into from like 30 to 50 minutes of
Yeah.
an episode.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
can definitely understand that, you know, it's stuff that we don't see that you guys are experiencing, and that's why you feel like that. So I try not to be too much biased. But in that episode, I was just like, I was kind of like, oh, I don't see what he's talking about until the confessional, where I was like, okay, maybe, maybe I can see it that way, because that was the first thing that he could. Oh, I like your eyebrows, but at the same time, it could have came off where he was just trying to
Be
break the
nice.
ice,
Yeah, he
and
probably
right, and break
was.
the ice, and just, they say, just come off with, say something nice and what you like about that person. So he probably was just coming off with it. So anyway, going into episode from going into episode 3 and 4, and even 5, we get an aspect of y'all not going to kind of make amends. So what became the hostility afterwards, and why can't y'all kind of come to a thing? Because I don't see it being a serious situation.
King, it's really not a serious situation. All I ever wanted for him to do was own his shit with me. Like, yeah, I got mad because you didn't film with me on that show. I was moving weird. You know what I'm saying? My bad. Woo woo woo. Let's move on. But you just want to sit here and be cute and make shady. I mean, not shady comments, but just keep talking crazy and being cute with your words. I'm just like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. Either you're going to own it or it's just going to be dead. So after that situation, I was just like, no. Production wanted to have some scenes where we could potentially squash it out, but I just wasn't here for it until later on in the season. I had a change of heart.
And that's cool though, because you know what, it is what it is. To be honest with you, when you don't when it comes down to you're not vibing with nobody, you're not supposed to vibe with everybody.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, without this content, not that it wouldn't be much of a show, but it really wouldn't be a lot of drama going on, which that brings the views, that brings the excitement and stuff like
Right.
that. So let's get into that aspect generally. You're on the show. What has that been? Actually, do you go out, and what has that been when you go out? Do people recognize you? Oh my God, you're King Cain. And when they do, what is it like? Is it positive feedback, negative feedback?
Honestly, like on some real shit, like the people love me. Like every time I run into somebody, they're like, "Oh my!" Like I had some models show up to a model call I had, and it was like, "We love you on Chasing Dallas, and that's why we chose to come, because we want to, we want to be styled by you. We love you. We love what you give." So I definitely think that the show does have its good, bad, and the ugly about me, but overall, I'm a real person, and you can't take away King Cain from who King Cain is, and
Right.
that's just what it
And I wouldn't
is.
necessarily say ugly, because nothing you have done, it's a show, so I expect the shade.
Yeah.
I expect the different things. I don't think you have been messy, and I think there's a difference
Okay.
from messy
So
and
you
to
don't think
shady.
I was messy?
No, I
I
don't
don't think
think
I
you
was
were
messy
messy.
either. I don't think I was messy either. I
No, I
think I
don't
was
think
just
you were
telling
messy.
my
I feel like
story.
you were just validating your own feelings, and you're allowed to feel the way you feel. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. And
And that's all that is.
the whole time I was thinking, am I going crazy? Like, does he not get where I'm coming from? Like, damn, like this shit
Well,
is
with
weird.
the aspect of, and it's funny that you say that, because I just had a conversation with my friend before, and he was telling me a story, and he's like, "Oh, he's not understanding how his friend was telling him this," and I said, "You know why you're not understanding that? Is because what he's telling you doesn't validate how you feel. So how you feel, us as human beings, we get stuck in our mindset. So if we're mad at something, right?
Hmm.
And in our mind, we made our mind up, and we're like, okay, you did this, and I'm pissed at you did that. And it may not be exactly what I think you did that you did. You know what I'm saying? But you may have come to me and be like, okay, I didn't do that and this and that, but this is what I really did. But in my head, I'm not really listening to that, because
Right.
that doesn't validate how I feel at this precise moment. In this moment, I feel like you did that and did that. And because you're telling me something that's different than what I feel, I kind of bypass that, because it doesn't, like I said, validate what I feel now. So I don't want to listen to that because it's not going to make my feelings matter. You
Right.
know? So
Right.
I feel like in that sense, he's kind of not coherent to what you're saying because it doesn't validate what he feels and
Yeah.
how he interpreted that moment,
I
regardless
just
if you felt like you were messy or not. It does that
right.
make sense?
It does. And then another thing that just stuck out to me, as I when I was watching the back was like, he was trying to act like this was such a shocker and he didn't know what was going on. He didn't know why I had the issue or why I was saying this or why I was saying that. And it was just like, come on, man, But, after episode 4, I felt bad. Like, damn, did I go a little too hard? Like, because, it was always whispers in the streets about that, but I didn't know that it was really like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I was like, damn, man, I wish he would have talked to me about that last year.
And you know what? But you know what? It doesn't take away that your character or anything like that because of what somebody goes through on their personal basis is what they go through. And I'm a firm believer that there's no excuse on behavior. So if you have a certain aspect and you feel a certain way on somebody, you're allowed to feel that way despite what personal problems they may be going through or whatever the case may be. Because in all actuality, that just has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know, and what you received on that end, it's not like it was projected, hey, I have an issue and this is where it's stemming from. So it's not like you knew.
Yeah.
You know, you're just going off of what face value of what's coming to you.
Right.
And you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So I cannot fault you for that at all. But as far as King Can goes, what are some projects you're working on? What are some things that you're doing right now?
Yes. Let's get into this. Well, there's a new company in Dallas. They're called the Elite of Dallas, and they throw fashion shows and stuff like that. And Jessie, the head of it, shout out to Jessie. She reached out to me and she's like, "Hey, I love you. I love what you bring to the table. I want you to be the head stylist for our fashion show in October." And, I just took the job head on, you know what I'm saying? The pay was looking right. The energy was right. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So I'm basically in charge of finding models and I
Yes.
have 9 designers already they're going to be showcasing their fall lines. And I'm just styling all of the models and the hosts and the designers' clothing. So I've just been really, really
Yes,
busy with that.
congratulations,
Thank you,
man.
man.
That
I'm
is
just trying to
so
make it
dope.
happen. I'm just trying to make it
Let me tell
happen.
you something. In such a major city like Dallas, that is gonna expose your brand so much. Honestly, continue to do something because fashion is something else like my platform now that so many people do. So the fact that you're shining and doing stuff and you are a black gay man. Let's
Period.
period. You hear me?
Period. Happily
You are
gay.
a
Let me say
black
that.
gay man doing the damn thing. And
Yes,
this is what
sir.
this show is about.
It is.
This is what
It
this
is.
platform is about. Yes, we like to have fun, we like to shade and do all that, but it's about the support and about the things that we do in order because it's hard. Let me tell you something. It's hard to be a black man. It's hard to be a man, period.
It
It's
is.
hard to be a gay black
Gay
man.
man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's hard on its own. Those stigmas by itself is hard.
It's too much. It's too much
Let
sometimes.
alone being all three together. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Way too
what I
much.
want you to do, I want to do is I want to support and celebrate. We have something that we call hashtag multiple bags, and I want to support that and celebrate that with you because to be honest with you, you know, we gotta we gotta amplify, and I want to use that word more often. Amplify our success.
Yes.
You know, we need to not just mention it, not just be grateful, amplify that, and we gotta yell it from the rooftop because you know what? Ain't nobody yelling it for us.
They're not. And you know what else? It's all about the hustle too. You got to be
Yes, it's all
hustling.
about it.
You got to
You
be
know what I mean?
hustling.
So I want to say from the bottom of my heart to the top of my heart, congratulations and keep succeeding because honestly, you're breaking boundaries. You have to understand, and you're inspiring a lot of people out here, to do what you do because it's hard, especially with social media and everybody's noticed. Everybody's a fashionista. Everybody's a rapper. Everybody's a TV host. Everybody's everything.
Yeah,
So it's
pretty
hard to be
much.
noticed. So the fact that you're on this platform, the fact that you're being noticed on the level that you are, congratulations. And I want everybody to make sure that you can do it as well, just as much as he's doing it, and keep going. For real. Don't
Yes.
stop.
Shout out
Don't
to
stop.
Chasing Dallas. Shout out to Chasing Reality. The entire franchise. Everybody is lit.
It is lit. It is
It's
lit. For real,
lit.
for real. Um, I want to touch a little bit more on your fashion sense.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, let's get into
you
that.
said your grandmother inspires you a lot because of how she is. Who are some of your inspirations today, and what you see on
Oh.
in media and in mainstream and locally?
I can't really say locally that much because I feel like I am a trendsetter. I feel like I am the trend. And that's just me being real.
Hey,
Um,
live it.
but more on a bigger platform, I love Jeremy Scott, Moschino, Steve Madden. I love their whole concept. I love their whole raw, edgy, over the top fashion. Really, there's really not. I don't really think there's anybody that really dresses like me on TV or mainstream. But I do think that at these shows and at these events, you're going to get these people who step it up and come with their shit.
I love it. I love your individuality. Like you speak on our community in so many words without even saying words, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And I want you to continue to do that because being an individual is very important in these times now that we're living in. And
It's hard.
it's hard. It's hard, especially,
Yeah.
and I don't blame people that try to fall into what society sees it as because we want to be accepted and being neglected and not being accepted we think it's something small but it's not and being accepted is a major feeling in our lives and as human beings the fact that we're meant to be connected to one another not feeling accepted can be one of a major depression points, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I feel like you can be, you're an epitome of somebody that's choosing to be an individual instead of a general sense of the, society. And, thank you for that because, you speak a lot to a lot of people, especially people like me, because, and I'm not afraid to admit that I trouble with finding my identity. I am myself and I am who I am and I love
Right.
being me, but I do fall sometimes into the oh my God, I gotta look this way because they're gonna think this, or I gotta be this way because they're gonna think this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you definitely inspired me to be more of an individual and accept my own
That's what's
identity.
up. That's what's up. I'm all about being yourself. You know what I'm saying? And stop. You don't have to worry about people judge you because 9 times out of 10, they can't fuck with you. You know what I'm
Hello,
saying? So it's
look,
like, okay, whatever. So,
I know that's
you gotta
right.
pay shit dust. And that's what I do. I pay a lot of shit dust.
So I hear what is I think if I get the date right. I'm sorry, Rishi, if I got the date wrong, but I think September 30th y'all doing the
The
reunion.
reunion. Ooh, yes. Mm-hmm. It's coming.
Now we're excited about the reunion,
Yeah, I'm
and I'm
excited.
mad I'm not hosting it, but no, but um, what? Okay, I know you can't say much because it's something that's not aired yet. But give me one thing that you're looking forward to the most, and give me one person that you're looking to address the most at the reunion?
What I'm looking for most at the reunion is slaying. Like my look is it's breathtaking. One word, breathtaking. But
Mm.
I'm eager to see everybody's looks and see what everybody's going to bring to the table fashion wise, because we all know reunions are it's where you're supposed to step it up. You know what I'm saying? Um, I really want what at the end of the day, I really want me and Tony to get to an understanding and hopefully get to a better place, because there was a time when we were cool. You know what I'm saying? I just want us to get back there
That would be
if we
dope.
can.
That
And
would
then
be
if
dope.
anybody wants to address me, they can. I'm not sure who would want to, but
Do you
whatever.
have any problems now that you watched the show? Do you have any problems with anything that? Because I know that confessionals are done after filming and stuff like that. Do you have any issues from episode one to now with anybody? And you don't have to be specific, but are you going to take up anything what anybody said about you or anything of that nature?
You know, to be real, in order for me to be offended or even care about something negative that somebody said about me, I have to like already know you personally, care about you to even be like, damn, you really feel like that about me? You know what I'm saying? Because from day one, I've always said either you're going to fuck with the King Kane sauce or you're not. And if you don't, that's totally fine too. I mean, I'm supposed to change because you don't like it? No. So that's just
Hello,
what it
can I
is.
get a number
That's just
one
across the
with some
board,
side of King Kane sauce?
That's
Hello.
it. Like it is what it is. Like I'm not changing or switching up for nothing.
I know that's right. And this honestly, Reese, thank you for this cast. To be honest with you, because you have really outdid yourself with
Hey
season one.
Reese.
Jason Dallas has done an amazing, amazing, amazing. Has done an amazing impact already, and it's only episode five or so. So, like, I can't wait to the second half of the season. Um, Reese, your cast is amazing. Honestly, we've had more than half of them up here so far. We got several more to go. You have so much. You have so much depth to you and your fashion. Um, you have so much depth to your character of your personality of who you are, and I want to thank you for expressing that to us. Thank you for being comfortable enough to give us your real take and just being on this platform with me. Before we let you go, I do have a website down here that Reese posted. Explain more about your website and what does that offer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Thank you, Reese. Basically, I'm a stylist at heart. So I like to dress people. My clothing line, kingkaneclothing.com, it came from me just being super creative and just wanting to put something out there that I would wear, something that's really not out there in stores that I want people to have and to wear. So my line is pretty much about revamping, repurposing, and just fucking shit up that's already been tied and through.
Mm. Hello.
Hello?
I know that's. I know that's right.
This my phone is tripping at this point.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. We're about to get end this anyway. So give me last question.
Uh-huh.
Give me one thing, right? We like to end the show with this.
Oh
Give me
God.
one thing that you feel like our community lacks of.
I honestly think our community I think our community lacks a lot of individuality. I think that a lot of people just like to follow and are afraid to like it's okay to stand out. It's okay to be different. It's okay to not to not, you know what I'm saying, fit in. But what you don't know is that when you're standing out, that's just where it's at. To me, always
I
be
know that.
you.
Always be you. Look, hashtag always be you. That
Yes, I
is
love that. Hashtag always be you. Yes.
always be you. Look, we're gonna start that going. Always be you. Hashtag always be you. Look, some t-shirts coming from King Cain. Look.
Stay tuned.
No. Stay tuned. No, but I'm looking so much forward to um all these future endeavors you got going on, these future projects. Please keep me posted. You know, now that we're friends on
On
Facebook and I
Facebook,
got your phone
right?
number and stuff, keep me posted on these fashion shows. Keep me posted so I can. I want to promote and also let my viewers know that are now your viewers and vice versa when you got things going on and stuff like that. And I would like to have you back on the show later on. When some of these stuff actually happens and stuff like that to get your
Okay, hell
standpoint on
yeah.
things.
I'm
And
definitely
later
with
on in
it.
the season, um,
I'm with it.
I don't know. I'm trying right now. We're in negotiations with my partner to see if we can make the reunion. We're gonna try to see if we can get there to be out there to get kind of live footage.
Oh, that'd be
That's still in the
cool.
works. That would be amazing.
That'd be dope.
But um, shout out to you. Shout out to your brand. Um, shout out to Chasing Dallas. Shout out to Reese.
Shout out to Reese.
Um,
I always want to say that. I'm really grateful for the platform and for what he saw in me and my story and just allowing me to do me and be me and say what I gotta say and putting it out there.
well, it's important and it's great. Great, you're great to watch, honestly.
Thank
And
you.
and one thing I know that you will appreciate is, baby, ain't nobody touching you on that fashion.
Period.
Period. Hello.
Period.
Period, comma, question mark, exclamation point. We're gonna do it all. Hello. So, thank you again for coming on the show. Thank
Thank you
you
for
for
having
sharing your
me.
knowledge and your aspect on everything. Um, Keep being an individual. So we're gonna hashtag that. Hashtag be an
Keep being
individual.
you. Hashtag be an
Keep being
individual.
you. Always be you, baby.
Yes.
Um, Thank you, and we'll keep in touch.
For sure, for sure.
All love.
I love.
Guys, this has been a great, and amazing show. We've had Broadway. We had It's been dope. You guys have been very interactive today. So I want to thank all my royals out there that has been involved in the show all show long, all 3 seasons. So thank you guys. Shout out to everybody out here watching, continuously to watch. Um, yes, Reese, I do agree. We're going to have Reese back on the show, if Reese will, by the end of Chasing Dallas, because I just want to congratulate him, and I just want to let him know that he is an amazing person. He is doing an amazing job. He is another gay black man doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we need to promote for our community. This is what we need to be advertising, promoting, marketing. We need to be promoting black gay success, baby. Black gay success. Shout out to my best friend just tuning in now at the end of the show. But I love him as well. Torian, shout out to Torian. I just want to say that send all your love and prayers to Jacksonville, North Carolina, as well as the whole state of North Carolina. Shout out to my host, Key, that is evacuated. I has also evacuated from my hometown. We are in different locations. That's why he is not on the show today. North Carolina is in a state of emergency. Hurricane Florence is going to hit us. And it's going to hit us pretty hard. So please pray for us. I am in a hotel room right now with the love of my life, and we just had to keep the show going. I didn't want to postpone the show because we had some heavy hitters this time. Again, shout out to Broadway. Thank you for coming on the show. Shout out to Raheem Brazil, and shout out to King Cain. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Shout out to all my kings and queens and everyone in between. To all my bitches. Good night.